Hello there, guys. Welcome back to another episode of E&Ftv. Today, we are joined by my good mate, Tom Durnford, who is the founder and creative director at Volador Media. Tom, how you doing, mate?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. And yourself?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. So, for anybody that's been to any of our events or has seen me at various events, you probably would have seen Tom following me around with a camera, and it's not because I'm super egotistical, which will probably be a surprise to a lot of people. It's actually because we want to bring you guys with us into the sort of inner workings of lots of different events that we go to and conferences and things that we're speaking at, but also to get lots of footage of the commercial leadership events and various dinners that we do and host throughout the year. So it's become a bit of a running joke that Tom is my shadow, but I think he's actually become more popular with our clients than I have actually. So, so first off, mate, I thought this would be a really interesting one because you and I have worked with a couple of different organizations with regards to actually providing content for hotels and some of my clients to boost, I suppose, their brand awareness, but also to drive, of course, sales. So I thought it would be actually quite an interesting one because you probably more than any other, videographer, photographer, all the rest of it, have had more exposure to the hotel industry within my events and stuff than anybody else that I know. So you're probably actually well positioned to talk about this. So
Yeah.
I suppose first off, for anybody that doesn't know Tom, why don't you tell us a bit about how you got into this, but also what Volador Media does for its clients?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, originally this was just like a little passion for me. I would always, do like little bits of filming when I was going on like family holidays and stuff like that. I'd just start
Yeah,
filming literally everything just to try and have almost like a memory of how I started. I know
sure.
of like a family holiday and all that kind of stuff, and I could upload it to YouTube, and it'd be something to like look back on.
Yeah,
And then over time, like that passion just developed, and I love like the filming aspect of it and doing different
yeah,
angles and all that kind of stuff. And then I was actually like yourself working in recruitment before,
yeah.
doing IT recruitment, but I definitely don't get as much enjoyment out of it as you do. That's for sure. I was
Yeah, fair.
banging my head against the wall. Knew that I needed to like branch out and do something a bit more like not salesy and a little bit more creative because I knew that I had that like creative flair. So
Yeah,
decided to just try and do this freelance. Set up the business coming up to 5 years ago, end of June. So
yeah,
that's pretty much how I got started, and started working with some marketing companies, doing some content for them, and then it sort of just snowballed from there. Where just get more and more clients and post on Instagram, post on Facebook, and all that kind of stuff, and
yeah,
it really just snowballed from there. People seeing the content that I was pushing out, and wanted to get in touch to get some promotional content for their company or their personal brand and all that kind of stuff. And I
yeah.
guess that's how we met in the first place, wasn't it? Was
Yeah,
you
exactly. Yeah,
saw some content of mine, and I think it was through someone else, they told me about you looking for someone,
yeah,
and then started doing some work together. So
yeah.
that's a bit about really how I got started. I mean, in
Sure.
terms of what Volador Media does as a company, so it's basically providing content for businesses and brands, and that can be
Yeah,
anything from social media content, whether that's doing social posts in the form of photos, videos, reels. It's constantly sort of adapting
yeah,
to the needs of these different social media platforms. Also do the things like running ads. So we'll do promotional content for ads. So that has to be like quite specific, because obviously you've got like 3 seconds to capture someone's attention within an ad.
yeah, yeah.
Scrolling through Instagram or scrolling through Facebook and that kind of stuff. So that has to be a little bit more strategic in how it's created. Um, Also doing stuff for like websites, so website content, and just general like promotional content. So it can be anything from like the smaller short form pieces, 15 seconds, to
Mhm.
large scale YouTube type content that's doing a bit more like explaining or interview setups and all that kind of stuff as well.
No, definitely. And again, it's one of those where that's actually what I loved about what I saw when I first came across you on Instagram was that your content for the different brands was so varied. Obviously, the quality was outstanding, and I remember when I was originally looking to set up the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I remember, and you'll probably remember this, but I was scared to death of doing it because for two reasons. One, I'd never really promoted a business the way I was with this one.
Yeah.
And that was going to be my brand presence. So first off, I was terrified of that.
Yeah.
And two, of course, starting to be in front of a camera.
Yeah.
Because my outside of work, when I was employed, I used to do a lot of photography.
Yeah.
So I was obviously exposed to it and you know, in that sort of space, but I knew that video was becoming more and more of a known entity, I suppose. And to be honest with you, much more of a desired one. I think photos had reigned supreme for such a long time on Instagram, Flickr, and all these other places.
Yeah.
And yet video, as soon as it came in, everybody wanted it.
Yeah.
And I suppose my first question to you is, over the last, let's say just over the last couple of years anyway, how do you think things have changed with regards to multimedia video content for brands being able to promote themselves? Because I know that I'm seeing a lot more of it now, but I suppose, what have you seen in that actual world? Like, why is that content so much more important than say photos or other multimedia content?
Yeah, I think there's been definitely a massive shift over the past, well, the 5 years that I've been doing it. There's been a massive
Yeah,
shift. So when Instagram sort of first came out, everything was really prim, proper, like
yeah.
really polished. Everyone just wanted to look like this model that was like living their best life and all that
They
kind of
still
stuff.
do.
Yeah, well, but it was all very prim and proper, and I think everyone started to see through that. So everything sort of, it started off as a photo application, then went on to doing more video, which
Yeah,
was, you know, I was doing a lot of videos which was sort of like a minute long on Instagram.
yeah,
Don't do
yeah,
anywhere near that for any of the businesses that I work with now.
yeah.
So it's gone from very much being long form to now it's very, very short form. So
Sure.
you know, Instagram are pushing the things like the reels, which are like 15 seconds with trending reel sounds and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I guess it's just people's attention span has gone significantly less over the
Yeah,
last 5 years, just due to reels and, you know, TikTok and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
stuff's really got a pop, and I think there's been a massive shift, like I was saying, from everything being prim and proper to a lot of companies, bigger companies now are using user generated content, so
yeah,
UGC.
yeah,
So things like hotels, for example, or restaurants, or some of the bars that I've seen in London they're doing social really well are actually using UGC. So if someone, for example, you have like a travel influencer that's
yeah,
doing you know, a video, and they video the bar or the restaurant, that company will then you know, ask for that footage, and then they'll post it off their own socials.
yeah,
And because it's more of a person rather than a business, and you've got a face to that person, that is, you know, is a real person, and they're showing their experience around that restaurant or around that bar or around that hotel, it's a lot more real. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Rather than
yeah.
you know, the prim and proper and the polished type content. So I
Sure.
think a lot more user generated content is working within the bigger brands now. But there's, you know, there's always the space for the eye catching content, which is, you know, the kind of stuff that I like to think that I do.
Yeah, no, for sure. And again, I'd say you touched on a point there about short form.
Yeah,
I think that is now. I mean, long form was just almost the standard, and now it seems that short form is king. Like, absolutely, from
yeah,
a short promotional aspect, you literally can't get better because you're
yeah,
almost incentivized by the main social media platforms to go down that route because
yeah.
they'll actually promote it. The algorithms are geared towards it because that's what they're trying to push, right?
Yeah, 100%. And it's all about using the trending sounds and all that
Yeah,
kind of stuff. So if there's a, you know, if there's a sound that's trending, and all of a sudden people start using that sound, it will then be posted more in their explore page and stuff like
yeah,
that. So, you know, if there is, for example, a hotel that has a piece of content that has used the sound and it goes really viral, then it would be ideal for another hotel to try and use that sound to see if they can get the same sort of
yeah,
virality, and it's going to get the same sort of exposure on the explore page to someone that's viewed that reel beforehand. So
yeah,
yeah, I mean, now more than ever is like I don't think there's ever been a time like this, because you've got every single social media platform now competing for the same space. So obviously Instagram was leading the charge, and then TikTok came along. And then all of a sudden, Instagram wanted a bit slice of the pie because everyone was going viral on TikTok and everyone loved it. So Instagram started making people's content more viral again. Then you've got YouTube Shorts, and then you've got Facebook Reels, which are also doing, incredible views as well, because you've got like this lack of attention in that space at the moment. There's a lack of content. So the more content that you can push on there, the more it's going to go out to people. So now,
absolutely.
whenever, like the short form content in the shape of a reel, you can post on Instagram Reel, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube Shorts. There's four platforms in just one piece of content. So
for sure.
I think now is a really good time to be posting short form vertical content.
Well, I was going to say, that brings me on to sort of the next thing, really, about it being much more. If we looked at the hotel or hotelier side of it, or hospitality side of it, so restaurants, hotels, and so on.
Yeah.
You and I, as I said, sort of towards the start of this, have worked with a number of hotels with their actual content. So content on property, promoting the hotel, promoting the bedrooms, restaurants, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
What were the main things main components that were missing or could have been done better? And why now more than ever is it important for hoteliers to understand that their social media content is better than ever, but also reaching as many people as possible, I suppose?
Well, like I was saying, with the whole, the social media platforms just are like almost like competing for the attention. So you can create one piece of content for 4 different platforms that could potentially go viral, at the click of a button, as long as it's got engagement, as long as you're doing like a little bit of research into why people are watching that content, what's engaging them, and all that kind of stuff as well. And like I was saying, with the user generated content, you can go from mixing a little bit of polished stuff where it looks really nice and people might get engaged by that, and then you've got some user generated content that goes alongside that people are like, well, this person's having a good time. They're showing you around the hotel, showing you like what different aspects of the hotel are really nice, whether it's like the decor, whether it's the food, whether it's the bar. Yeah, I think from that aspect, it gives you a bit more of a real touch about the hotel. And yeah, that kind of content is going really viral at the moment. So I think, now more than ever is a good time, just because of how viral things can go. And I think I did a piece when I came and did some filming for you. I just thought, I'm going to give this a try. So I just did, it was for the Mandrake event. So I'll
tell you what, we'll put a bit of overlay on this bit as well of the Mandrake. There you go, guys.
I can't remember how many views it got, so don't quote me on this. But like, I just tried it. It was just, I don't have many followers on my personal TikTok, because I just use that as a trialing thing. But it was like, I was filming at Mandrake today, and then we went into that nice room that cost X amount. I think it was like £5 a night or whatever. And then you've got like the outdoor bar area, and it was just like some panning shots. I know you love a panning shot, so there was a lot of like, it was just user generated content. I just wanted to see how many sort of views it got and stuff like that. I can't remember how many it got, but say it was 1,000 or 5,000 or however many views. I don't have a big following really, but it's 1,000 people that then saw that hotel that probably hasn't seen it before. And it's very easy at the moment to get content that is seen by like 10,000, 20,000, even 100,000 people that before would never have heard of the Mandrake. So I think now more than ever is an essential time to really push the social side of things, and get more views, more eyes on the hotel, which then in essence could lead to more revenue.
What did you see sort of was missing when you started working with hotels? So the main things that were maybe not as good as they could have been, or things that they were just missing altogether. Because I know when you and I first started speaking about it, you jumped onto I think it was just a few websites and like Instagram pages. And we were both pretty shocked at the lack of sort of content, or the lack of quality content. I don't know, what were you seeing? What was the big thing that sort of stood out to you that hoteliers were missing?
So I think in general, hoteliers are very behind the trends, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. I don't know if it's the big corporate hotels that are kind of stuck behind trying to, get with trends, or they're not really
Yeah.
quick to react because there's like a long process of people that have to like sign stuff off. I'm not sure, but when we were looking through, it was a lot of like photos, and this wasn't even that long ago.
Mm.
So just loads of photos of the hotel at a time when photos aren't being pushed out by
Yeah.
Instagram or anything like that. It was very, very photo heavy, whereas historically video content has had way more engagement. It gets more views on your page. More people are likely to click through from a video because they spend longer on the video rather than like looking at a photo. You've seen that for 2 seconds, scroll up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think they're very behind on trends unless they've got like a really good marketing team. But
Mm.
I think apart from that, when we looked, it was it was like, obviously the photos are really nice. The hotel looks really glamorous, but there's no like character to it. There's
Yeah.
no
No substance
there's
there.
no emotion, which
Yeah. Yeah.
in my opinion makes it a lot more immersive in that content. So
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
this is it, right? Like, we are visual creatures. We like aesthetically pleasing things.
yeah,
So we're more likely, even if the hotels are incredibly similar,
yeah,
it's almost within our nature to go for just the nicer looking one at the time.
yeah,
On property, they could be the exact same hotel, or they could be incredibly similar in the
yeah,
exact same price point, in the exact same area, but you'll go with the one that just looks more aesthetically pleasing because that's what's caught your eye.
yeah,
We're just built like that.
yeah, yeah,
It's just
100%.
one of them.
100%.
I suppose in terms of Volador Media, because I know that, from us talking, you've always got stuff going on. You've had some huge marketing campaigns recently, which have been amazing, and congratulations on those. What else have you got coming up, mate? What else is coming for the team, for you as a business? Any big projects coming along?
Yeah, so got quite a few festivals. So obviously, I split the business into like 4 separate parts. So I do
Yeah.
events, there's the sports, there's corporate work, and brand stuff as well. So yeah, there's a lot of really good events coming up. In terms of like stuff for the business, looking to expand. I've already got another video editor on board now that is doing a lot of short form content
Yeah.
for me, and a lot of other little bits of editing. I've
Mhm.
given my sister a job as doing my account and all that kind of fun stuff. So
Yeah, yeah.
she's looking after
She's
that.
keeping you in line now, is she?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She's keeping a firm eye on what I'm spending my money on. Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, it's good to like get family involved and people that I trust as well. And yeah, obviously looking to expand, get more videographers and stuff on board. I use, I've used some guys with you before, so
Yeah.
yeah. So it's just keeping on the trajectory that we're going on at the moment.
Yeah.
Expand further, looking to work with more clients around the country. Hopefully, get some more trips abroad as well, because that's always nice.
Yeah. You've had a
I've
few of
paid
those recently.
I've paid for trips abroad, but yeah, I mean, in general, I'd love to do more hotel stuff as well. I'd love to do yeah, I think obviously Hayward Group and stuff now as well. So Hard Rock we did with E&Ftv and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, I really like enjoy that space. I believe that the content that I can provide and bring as well would be beneficial to the social side, and the knowledge that I've created over the past 5 years as well would be really good.
Yeah, for sure. Well, mate, thank you so much for coming on. I know that I mean, literally today you're literally going straight off after this.
Yeah,
So thank you for carving out some time to talk to us. As I said at the start, I think this one is a big one because there is so much to be done in the hotel wider hospitality space with their social media. Some, as you say, are absolutely on it and smashing it, and they're the ones that are winning. Whereas the ones that are really behind the curve, they're just missing out on so much. So what I'd say is a message to anybody that's got this far into the episode: if you are a hotelier, or in fact working in the wider hospitality space within bars, restaurants, and so on, please do get in touch with Tom, get in touch with his team. Anything that they can do to help with regards to building your brand awareness and, of course, driving those direct sales, please do get in touch with him, because I know he would love to hear from you. I will put all of his details down below, so check those out. And as as I say, contact him on either Instagram, LinkedIn, or of course via email. Guys, I want to say a huge thank you to you for tuning in. Thank you so much. Of course, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.